Hello out there, library lovers and book fans, and welcome to another exciting new installment of Amanda Gets Excited About Books. If you're new to this video series, welcome. The way this works is I have a box of books that are brand new. They just came into the Nevada Public Library, and I'm going to open this box up. I'm going to show off all of these titles to all of you, maybe tell you a little bit about each one, tell you why I'm super excited about them, why you should be super excited about them. These titles are all in the catalog right now, so you can sign into the catalog and place a hold on them right now, and as soon as they're ready, we will let you know. You can also use the handy book lists option, which is on the right-hand side of the main screen of the catalog. Look for the book lists labeled Unboxing Video 1 through, I've lost count of which number we're at. The most recent one, the furthest number, will be this list. You can click on any of those book lists, see a list of everything that was in each of these boxes, each of these videos, and place holds right from that list. It's very convenient, very handy. I recommend checking that out. So I'm gonna dive right in without further ado because this box has a bit of heft to it. I want to get through it fairly quickly. I'm gonna try not to make this video too long, but as always, there's so much to say about all of these books, and it's really hard to just quickly show them and move on. But again, try not to be too long, so let's see what we've got in this box today. And right off the bat, we get a big name that people are sure to be super excited about, Neighbors by Danielle Steele. This is a new one. In her gripping new novel, a reclusive woman opens up her home to her neighbors in the wake of a devastating earthquake, setting off events that reveal secrets, break relationships apart, and bring strangers together to forge powerful new bonds. So for all of our Danielle Steele fans out there, and I know there are lots of you, make sure you get your name on this one. I think we've had some people asking about it already, so don't miss Neighbors. Next is Pretty Little Wife by Darby Kane, and this sounds right up my alley. If you've watched these videos, you know that the suspenseful thriller books are always ones that I'm excited about, and this is one of those. Lila Ridgefield lives in an idyllic college town, but not everything is what it seems. Lila isn't what she seems. A student vanished months ago, now her husband is also missing. At first, these cases are treated as horrible coincidences until it's discovered that the student's is really the third of 3 unexplained disappearances over the last few years. The police are desperate to find the connection, if there even is one. Little do they know they might be stumbling over only part of the truth. With the small town in an uproar, everyone is worried about the whereabouts of the beloved high school teacher, everyone except his wife. Lila is more confused, because she was the last person to see her husband's body, and now it's gone. This sounds awesome. Like I said, love these kind of books. I know I would like to read this one, so if you enjoy a little bit of domestic thriller and suspense, make sure you check out Pretty Little Wife. This is another book I definitely want to put my name on hold for if I'm not already. This is Teddy Spencer Isn't Looking for Love by Kim Fielding. Teddy Spencer spends his days selling design ideas to higher-ups, living or dying on each new pitch. Stodgy engineer types like Romeo Blue, his nemesis, if you call someone who barely talks to you a nemesis, are a necessary evil. A cute necessary evil. Working together is bad enough, but when their boss puts them both on a new high-stakes project, working together suddenly means things like spending every waking minute together. Turns out Mr. Starched Shirt has some hidden depths, and it's getting harder to ignore the spark Teddy feels with every brush of their hands, with every knowing glance. He might not have been looking for this connection with Romeo, but will he ever be ready to let him go? I love enemies to lovers romance, and this one sounds super fun and like a great read. I would like to read this one, and I recommend you do as well. Our next title is another one that I know some people will be excited about if you're a fan of this series. This is A Catered Book Club Murder by Isis Crawford, the newest in this series of mysteries with the recipes. Sisters Bernie and Libby Simmons are used to catering lip-smacking treats to an artsy group of book lovers until fiction spills into reality. So as we all know, there's going to be a dead body, there's going to be some yummy food, there's going to be some great recipes, so make sure to pick this up if you're a fan of the series. And if you haven't read them, I know we've got more, so check out others in this series and catch up to the newest one, A Catered Book Club Murder. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is a book I've been hearing so many incredible things about. I know I would like to read it. This is The Prophets by Robert Jones Jr. We've got a blurb on the top that says that this is what the American novel is, should do, and can be. So you know it's one to definitely take a look at. This is a stunning debut novel about the forbidden union between two enslaved young men on a Deep South plantation, the refuge they find in each other, and the betrayal that threatens their existence. As I said, so much positive buzz, so many good reviews. I've been hearing amazing things about this book. I definitely want to take a look at it. I recommend that you put your name on hold for The Prophets. Oh, I'm pretty sure I'm on hold for this book. I'm super excited about this one. This is another one I've been hearing good things about. Another suspenseful mystery book. This is The Wrong Family by Taryn Fisher. And this sounds just awesome. Juno was wrong about Winnie Crouch. Before moving in with the Crouch family, Juno thought Winnie and her husband Nigel had the perfect marriage, the perfect son, the perfect life. Only now that she's living in their beautiful house, she sees the cracks in the crumbling facade are too deep to ignore. Still, she isn't one to judge. After her grim diagnosis, the retired therapist simply wants a place to live out the rest of her days in peace. But that peace is shattered the day Juno overhears a chilling conversation between Winnie and Nigel. She shouldn't get involved, she really shouldn't, but this could be her chance to make a few things right. Because if you thought Juno doesn't have a secret of her own, then you were wrong about her too. This sounds so good. I am super excited to sit down and read this one. If you enjoy these kinds of books, definitely put your name on hold for The Wrong Family. Up next is another big name that I'm sure some people are super excited about. This is American Trader by Brad Taylor. And this is the newest book in the Pike Logan series. So if you are a fan of that series, definitely pick this one up. In this title, Pike Logan is on the desperate hunt for a man who is about to betray his country and ignite a horrific new world war in this pulse-pounding thriller. So if you're a fan of the series, if you've been following Pike Logan's adventures, do not miss this newest one, American Trader. Next in this box, we've got a nonfiction book that also sounds super interesting. This is Social Chemistry by Marissa King, and this will utterly transform the way you think about networking. Based on insights from neuroscience, psychology, and network analysis, social chemistry shows how anyone can build a social network that will dramatically enhance personal relationships, work life, and even your global impact. So if you are interested in kind of the ways that humans interact with each other, ways that you might be able to better those interactions that you have with others, this sounds like a read that you'll definitely want to pick up. I know I'm intrigued, so definitely check out Social Chemistry if that sounds like something you would enjoy. Ooh, this is another one I know I'm on hold for and I'm quite excited about. This is a graphic novel that just came in called Kill a Man by Steve Orlando. And this is about James, who is a celebrated mixed martial arts star at the top of his game until he's outed as gay by a rival fighter. Abandoned by his training camp, his endorsements, his fans, and his sport, to regain his title shot, James is forced to turn to the last person he ever thought he would. Xavier Maine, a legendary fighter in his own right, and the man James watched kill his father in the ring. I have heard some very exciting and very interesting things about this. I am eager to read it. Steve Orlando crafts an amazing story. I've read a number of other things by him. He does a great job, so I'm eager to read this. If this sounds interesting to you, if you enjoy graphic novels, definitely put your name on hold for this one. Up next, we have Wrong Alibi by Christina Dodd. This is an Alaskan wilderness book. We have 18-year-old Evelyn Jones, who lands a job in small-town Alaska, working for a man in his isolated mountain home, but her bright hopes for the future are shattered when Donald White disappears, leaving her to face charges of theft, embezzlement, and a brutal double murder. Her protestations of innocence count for nothing. Convicted, she faces a life in prison, until fate sends her on the run. Her escape leaves her scarred and in hiding, isolated from her family, working under an alias at a wilderness camp. Bent on justice, intent on recovering her life, she reaches for the killer who slaughters without remorse. At last, the day comes. Donald White has returned. Evie emerges from hiding, the fugitive becomes the hunter. But in her mind, she hears the whisper of other forces at work. Now Evie must untangle the threads of evidence before she's once again found with blood on her hands. This sounds super interesting. If you enjoy a good mystery, if you enjoy an Alaskan setting, definitely pick up Wrong Alibi. This sounds very good. This is another title I've been hearing some amazing things about. This is The Push by Ashley Audrain, and this is a psychological drama about the making and breaking of a family and a woman whose experience of motherhood is nothing at all like what she had hoped for and everything she feared. Blythe Connor is determined that she will be a warm, comforting mother to her new baby Violet, but in the thick of motherhood's exhausting early days, Blythe becomes convinced that something is wrong with her daughter. But is it all in Blythe's head? Her husband says she's imagining things, and then Blythe begins to question her own sanity, and we begin to question what Blythe is telling us about her life. Then Blythe's son Sam is born, and with him, she has the blissful connection she's always imagined with her child. Even Violet seems to love her little brother. But when life as they know it is changed in an instant, the devastating fallout forces Blythe to tell the truth. I know, I want to read this one. I've been hearing so many good things. I highly recommend you put your name on hold for The Push. Next title is one to intrigue all of you historical fiction fans out there. This is The Chanel Sisters by Judith Little. And this is Coco Chanel and her sister as they are growing up and sort of the life that they lead and where their paths take them from their early days into World War I and beyond. So if you enjoy historical fiction, if you enjoy these titles based on real people, this is definitely one that you will want to take a look at. But wait, there's more. We also have a number of audiobooks in this box, and I want to show those off as well because I know we've got some audiobook readers out there. As I always say, if you haven't tried them, I definitely recommend audiobooks. They are an excellent way to read hands-free. And our first audiobook is The Bookwoman of Troublesome Creek, which is a title that I've heard very good things about, so I'm excited to see it coming in on audio, and I'm sure that it will be a good one. This is the hardscrabble folks of Troublesome Creek having to scrap for everything except books. Because of the Packhorse Library project, they've got their own traveling librarian. So of course there's a lot of things going on with her and her traveling through these people and through Kentucky, getting books to all of these citizens. So definitely check this out if you have heard good things about this book and you want to take a listen. Next on audio is A Good Marriage by Kimberly McCreight, who's another good kind of suspenseful author, so definitely one to take a look at if you enjoy those. This is described as Big Little Lies meets Presumed Innocent, so definitely one to take a look at if you are a fan of either of those and you want to dive into this new and interesting mystery here. And while we're on sort of mystery and suspenseful authors, Rachel Hawkins, who of course we all are a big fan of, has a new title out called The Wife Upstairs, where she does a little twist on the story of Jane Eyre and certainly makes it a little creepy, a little mysterious, a little suspenseful, even more so than Jane Eyre already is. I know I am eager to read this book, so I definitely recommend The Wife Upstairs. Ooh, next up is one that I highly, highly recommend. I read the print book of this recently and loved it. This is Moonflower Murders by Anthony Horowitz. This is the sequel to Magpie Murders, which is a book that I have recommended to almost every person who's ever asked me for a recommendation. This is the next book. It is just as good. The way he crafts this incredible story within a story, the way he pays homage to Agatha Christie. So we return to the world of publisher Susan Ryland, who gets pulled into another mystery that is sort of related to Alan Conway, who is an author that she had worked with, and his detective series. So definitely take a look at this. If you haven't read Magpie Murders yet, start with that one and then dive into this one. And last, but certainly not least, in our final audiobook is This Is How I Lied by Iowa's own Heather Gudenkoff, who's always a good read for a good twisty mystery book. 25 years ago, the body of a 16-year-old was found in the caves near her home in small town Iowa, discovered by her best friend and her sister. There were a handful of suspects, including her boyfriend, but without evidence, the case went cold. But now, of course, something's going to bring this case back to light, and we'll get into all kinds of twists and turns with that. So definitely check this out. I know I really want to read this one. This is How I Lied. Thank you so much if you stuck with me through all of this. There was a lot in this box to be excited about. I hope you are eager to read some of these. I know I am. As always, please do sign into the catalog and request the titles that you are interested in so we can get them ready for you as soon as possible. And I will see you next time we get some boxes in for another video. Bye!